Rabbi covers Israeli sports from basketball to soccer and many more. For hard-hitting opinions and thoughts, the Sports Rabbi Josh Halickman gives it all.
All right, we're back here with the Sports Rabbi Josh Halickman. The Israel national basketball team is going to be back in action Friday night when they tip off against Portugal. They have a second game this window against Slovenia on Monday night. Eurobasket 2025 qualifying action. However, on one hand, these games may not mean very much for the blue and white because they've already punched their ticket to the big dance, the big tournament this coming summer. On the other hand, there is going to be a great chance for some young players who are going to get some valuable international experience in this window playing in these two games. And you can see 4 of those young players right on the screen in front of you on YouTube. Of course, this is the Sports Rabbi Josh Halickman with your Sports Rabbi Rants. You can check us out daily on YouTube by subscribing. Press that like button. Make sure you do that. You can also listen to the Sports Rabbi Rants via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also find us at the Sports Rabbi on X, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and of course on sportsrabbi.com, both in English and in Hebrew. We deliver the best Israeli sports news and basketball views in both languages, so make sure you check us out there as well. We have tons of interviews, tons of articles. Big interview with Eitan Berg, and you see him right there, number 35. He is going to be making his debut along with 3 other players in this window when they step on the court Friday night against Portugal. Eitan Berg, we'll talk about him in a couple minutes, but we got to do an interview with him at Sports Rabbi, so that was pretty exciting. But let's take a look at why Israel has already punched their ticket to the next round. Really, the next round. They're in the tournament. They're there. They are in the Eurobasket. Yet another year, another tournament. They are there and very proud of that. To be able to be in the position after just 4 games to really make their way into the tournament, which is not something to be taken granted for. In Group A, Slovenia, first place, 3-1 record. Israel in second, 3-1. Both of them have punched their ticket. Portugal is 2-2. Ukraine 0-4. 2 games left for everybody. And of course, these 2 games are Israel home games. Unfortunately, for the local crowd, they will be not played in Israel, but they will be played in Latvia and Riga due to the ongoing war and security situation here in Israel with Hamas. And we should note that, of course, today, on Thursday, the bodies of 4 hostages were returned to Israel by the terrorist group Hamas. And it is a very sad, really sad day here in the country, a day of mourning as 4 bodies are returned back to the Holy Land. On Saturday, we're expecting 6 live hostages to be returned as well. So that should be a little bit more of a happier moment for the country as a whole. But there's going to be lots of roller coasters over the next few weeks here, of course, as the hostages return, some alive and some fortunately not. But right now we're going to talk about Israel. Of course, the standings we just mentioned. The Israel roster, there is 12 players on the roster. And let's go through some of those players right now. I think it's important that we see which players are going to be playing for Israel in the games that are coming up. And we're going to talk right about that. Of course, we see right off the bat Roy Huber on the picture. He is going to be back with the Israel national team for yet another go, which is exciting for him. He wasn't originally on the original list of players that were going to be out here to play for the national team. He plays his club team work for Maccabi Ramat Gan, but he's been terrific. He's been wonderful so far, and well-deserved that Roy Huber, number 13, have the opportunity once again under head coach Ariel Beit Halachmi, who is trying to get the best players available for the window that's going to be coming up, of course, now and then for the Eurobasket tournament in general. Another player you see on the picture in front of you is Gur Lavi, number 4. He is really the Israeli player of the year right now. Tremendous season for Hapoel Gilboa Galil. He's turned a lot of heads. A lot of people are shocked at how well he has been playing, and that's great news. It's always good to see a young player playing extremely well, playing at the top of their game and turning some, turning heads. That's exactly what you want to see a 23-year-old, 24-year-old like Gourlavi do in this situation. And he earned this call-up without a question. Very, very well earned, Gourlavi, to be with the national team. Another player you see over here is Yotam Anochi, number 8. He also will be making his debut with the Israel national team, played on the youth team, also the youth team that won the European Championship with Danny Avdia, Yamadar. Yotam Hanochi playing right now with Hapoel Cholon, although there's been some rumors that Hapoel Galil Elyon is interested in his services. The other player, of course, that you see in front of you is none other than number 35, Eitan Burg. The Sports Rabbi had a chance to sit down with Eitan Burg, who's also having a wonderful season with Bnei Herzliya. He is also one of the top Israeli players, really coming into his own. Has gone through the ranks, and we'll talk a little bit about him and his relationship with Ben Saraf. But we've seen a lot of good stuff from Eitan Burg. He's a gunner. He also knows how to move the ball around the court. He distributes well. He has a good knack for the game. There's an interview available both in English and in Hebrew on sportsrabbi.com. We're talking about a big interview. We're talking about a 4,000-word interview. So you're going to get plenty about who Eitan Burg is, what he brings to the table, where he comes from. His father represented Israel in the Eurovision, believe it or not. So that's pretty cool. You can read about that as well in the article. But he's a cool guy, really neat personality, and looking forward to his debut for the Israel national senior team. Other players on the squad, veteran Itai Segev, plays for Nes Ziona. He's been around the block for many years. He will definitely be in the mix for the final squad, for the Eurobasket squad. Big man center. Bar Timur is going to be captaining the team. He definitely will be on that squad in August, September for the Eurobasket. He, of course, is he's not the official captain of the Israel national team, Tomer Ginat is, but he is the captain of Hapoel Tel Aviv. He will be a very important veteran figure on this team, and should be interesting. And also, Eitan Burg talks a little bit about Bar Timur in that interview. You should read it. Some great quotes in there. And he talks about Bar Timur, about how he has caused him a lot of problems throughout his career. So check that out. Rafi Menko, Maccabi Tel Aviv small forward. He is with the team. He should make the final cut as well in August for the Eurobasket. Rafi Menko coming obviously from the yellow and blue, not having one of his best seasons, has not played consistently. He's had a rough go this year for Maccabi Tel Aviv. I'd be very interested to see if he'll be back. I doubt it, but of course anything could happen. We'll see where he will end up next season. But I don't think that he's going to remain with Maccabi. But again, one of the stalwart Israelis will definitely make an impact for the Eurobasket and will provide some veteran leadership for this window as well. Guy Palatin plays for Hapoel Tel Aviv. He had a breakout year last year with Kiryat Ata, Spider-Man as he is known. And Guy Palatin is a great defender, terrific player, can hit the open three-point shot. Dimitri Atudis loves him. Of course, Dimitri Atudis, the head coach of Hapoel Tel Aviv, so you want to watch out for him. He could always pick your pocket very, very easily. Good player. I don't think he's going to make that final squad in the Eurobasket, but who knows? Idan Zalmanson, center, another big man, should be on that final roster. He plays for Hapoel Cholon. Idan Zalmanson, a veteran for many years, the Israel national team, has a nice touch from just within the key area, and will definitely be a key player and one of the big boys for the blue and white. Noam Yaakov also was a late call-up replacement for a bunch of injured players. We spoke about all the players that hadn't been on the team a few days ago. Well, now we're really going to just focus on the players that are there. Noam Yaakov was a spectacular player for the under-20 team, has really played stellar basketball through the youth stages of the Israel national team. We expect to see that from him as well at this level. Played of course with Asvel in France. Played EuroLeague basketball. Back with Hapoel Tel Aviv. Unfortunately, had been injured for quite a while and has not played much. But he is back, so we're hopefully going to see some good things from Noam Yaakov. Yair Kravitz, also a late call-up from Nesiona. Big point guard. Also, point guard, shooting guard, 1-2, can play both positions. You want to watch out for him. He is definitely a player that can move the ball and groove it around, so you want to check him out. And then you have, last but definitely not least, the most really popular player right now on the Israel national team is Ben Saraf, number 77. Ben Saraf, of course, going to be in the NBA draft this summer. Should be a lottery pick. Plays for Ulm. He and Eitan Burg have a relationship from Netanya when they played in the Leumit League together. He is so young, 18 years old. He has made a big splash on the European stage. Great point guard. I hear only good things out of the Israel national team camp about Ben Saraf. He should be, you want to keep an eye on a player. You want to keep an eye on Ben Saraf in this window. He was great in the previous window for the Israel national team. He's growing very quickly, and both physically, mentally, size-wise, his skills. But he is a player to really, really watch, especially now and through the rest of the season, because not only are we watching him, but NBA scouts are watching him from across the greatest league in the world. And that's going to be super exciting to see where Ben Saraf is going to land up, which NBA team is going to take him. And of course, he will end up being the second Israeli in the NBA at the same time, coming up probably next season with Deni Avdia. Now, Deni Avdia not eligible for the windows because he's in the NBA. But of course, he will play most probably on the Eurobasket team, so that should be really cool. Ben Saraf, we don't know if he'll be able to play for the Eurobasket team. It really depends where he's drafted and by which team, and if they want to let him go and release him for that tournament. So we shall see. But right now, it's a chance for him to star on the international stage. And of course, Israel-Portugal, 9 p.m. on Friday night. Then they play against Slovenia on Monday night, also at 9 p.m. Just players to watch out for in Portugal, who gave Israel a tough time last game. Last game they played each other, Israel just clipped them 72-70 in Portugal. So they're good. Portugal is not the Portugal of old. And you definitely want to watch out for Trevante Williams. He's an excellent, excellent player. Definitely a player that you want to keep an eye out on. He's a shooting guard, and he is very good. So you definitely want to watch out for him. He plays his club basketball in Romania at Oradea. Another player that you want to watch out is Miguel Juarez. He's averaging 11.5 points. So he's another big player for the team, and he's a big man, power forward. So you want to watch out for that veteran player. Diogo Brito is another player that you want to keep an eye on for Portugal. But this is a good Portugal team. This is not Portugal where Israel used to walk all over them. This is a good quality team. And Israel's going to have to take good care and watch out because they could cause them some problems. And with that, hopefully we'll enjoy the games. You want to check us out, of course, at the Sports Rabbi at all the different locations, sportsrabbi.com. Make sure you subscribe to us, like us also on this video. Make sure you check us out, send it to your friends, let them all know. This is important, the Israel national team, especially during these trying times, to put on your blue and white, represent the country as best as you can, and we're excited to see these young players doing just that coming up against Portugal and against Slovenia in Eurobasket qualifiers 2025. For that, I want to wish all of you a great day from the Holy Land and the Holy City of Jerusalem.